bring the kids into the computer lab twice a week on Mondays and Wednesdays, and we work on skills that have been taught in the classroom. So I teach, if we're working on learning about characters, then they're going to take the character test. So having them take a test that they have not been taught on is not academically sound. It's bad practices, and they're going to have a bad test unless they're just bright or have been taught that at another level, or learn that on their own. But they're in kindergarten, so they're probably going to fail the test. So teaching the skills first and then doing the test is what we do. So that's how I do it. But then the way I track it is I use the individual student report, and that's found. I log in. This is my login, and I go to the school reports. And under school reports, I go to the individual student tracker, and I pull that up, and I've just really learned to love this. I send this home weekly. I go to students in grade K, and then I go to all students. And I go to kindergarten Common Core, because that's what we're working on. And I do each. So ELA, and it's going to pull up the whole report for my students. So each student is they're going to show where they're at. So for my first student is Demaya, under asking and answering questions, she's got after good morning. Under characters, she's at 100%. Setting, she's at 74%. Major events, 55%. 90% for parts of a book, pictures and illustration, 48.5%, main topic is 71%, upper and lowercase letters, 70%, beginning sounds, 62%, letters and sounds, 70%, spelling, 57%, connections between words, 100%. And pretty much every student takes the same test every week. Some have gotten to those tests and some haven't. And I noticed that one week we were working on setting one week, and all of the students were pretty much bombing the tests. So if all of the students are failing the test, that tells me that something is wrong with my teaching and that I need to make a change. So that to me is the purpose of this, is to change the instruction, is to make changes in the instruction so that the students can perform better. Because the test is there to tell us the data, but if we're not making changes in the instruction, it doesn't really do us any good. So we took the test, they failed the test. I said, okay, we need to make some changes, and I need to reteach this, and I need to teach it in a different way. So what I did, because I taught a lesson on setting, and it obviously just didn't work. So I went in and looked at the test and said, okay, these are the questions that you're being asked. So let's get a graphic organizer. Let's talk about what setting is, but it just doesn't include where. It includes everything. It includes who, what, where, when, and why. So we talked about who, what, where, when, and why, had them look at this, had them, I pulled, Ms. Alsage shared a website with me, so we made this, this is from the website, but we made one like this in our room, and talked about some reading strategies too, and what do good readers do. Good readers point to words, good readers get your mouth ready, good readers look at pictures, good readers can make story faces, we can change our voice and we can act it out. So we practice doing all of those strategies. And then we use our graphic organizer and we built that into our read aloud time that we have every day. After doing that for a few days, then we went in and we did the setting test, and my entire class scored better on setting. So that's how I used the data to say, hey, my test, it's not working, so I need to make some changes. I use these reports too. So the report I send home to parents on a weekly basis. I highlight, here's where your child is, and I highlight it for you because it's specifically for kindergarten. But if you want to look at it, and maybe I can make one for you, or you could really just change it to what works for you. But it's Study Island directions for at home. It says Study Island directions for at home. Go to, and here's the website log on. Enter login password. And it says, you know, for my class, it's pretty simple. It's your child's name and then 1, 2, 3. Scroll down to kindergarten Common Core. I mean, it's like,
Me too.
you know, it's really simple directions, but I cut this in half and I staple it to their password list and send it home. You know, because I just learned don't assume anything.
Right.
So I can send this home to the parents, send them home the login. So I make it a little bit easier for the parents. And then I've been able to use this data too for, I've had a lot of paperwork that I've had to fill out for kids this year, just them being in kindergarten, then having some issues at home. I use this data to fill out just some stuff that they had going on in the background. I've had a parent that wanted to say, hey, my child needs to be in first grade. Okay, let's look at her Study Island data and see where she really is. And that data has supported me, you know, in using it and knowing where it is. One thing that I do also like, and I'll show you where it is and what report it is the class, hang on, I wrote it down. The class summary report.
That's the one I use for you guys.
Oh,
Yay,
okay.
now you know.
Well, I use it too.
Yeah.
You can either do all subjects, and then you can break it down. It tells you the time spent on each subject, and then it tells you where your class is at as far as the standards, and where my class is at as far as academic warning, where my class is at as far as below, where my class is at as far as meet standards, and where my class is at as far as exceeds.
Do you know what percentages are which grade? Like what percentages are for academic warning, zeros, and what?
You can actually look.
Can it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's this one, but I have actually found it, and I
You mean the cutoff?
Right,
Oh.
yes.
oh yeah, no, that's actually in the last,
The other report?
in the last report. When you print that report, it gives you the percentage for each, what B is, what E is, what AW is, and what exceeds is. Every time I print that report, I get a new, this is what everything is. I probably have it in my folder. But this is, here it is. This is, yeah, so that's what I use. Any questions or anything like that? Ms. Burke?
I have a question. How many students do you have?
Right, I started with 15 and I have 13 now.
Okay, so just from the last week, you have 100% of your students shown as active, which I thought is awesome, especially for kindergarten students. So for two sessions, how long do you spend in here with them?
About 30 minutes.
So 30 minutes for kindergarten. Okay. I see that you worked in language arts. What about math? And before you say that, I was looking at your class scores. Was that math? Because it looked like they were pretty high with math at some point.
Yeah, you know, when I look at the Study Island for math, I teach math every day. The math on Study Island is, let me look at the, see if I can go to it here. It's almost like there's not enough.
Okay.
Because I'm teaching because some of it we just haven't covered yet.
Okay.
Because we've done, this is what we're working on right here.
Okay.
We haven't started revision. We haven't
Okay.
started, some of these things, it takes so,
But at some point you did comparing numbers, and
Yes.
you see they exceeded the standards
Right.
there for the most part.
right, for the most part,
Okay.
my class did very well in this. There's less on Study Island as far as, maybe I can have them do games, maybe I can have them work on those standards more, because the way the math year is set up for kindergarten is, you spend a lot of time in that first counting and cardinality. You really do, as far as the teaching component.
Okay.
So, I don't want to put them in addition and subtraction when we haven't started yet.
Yeah, number sense and stuff.
I mean, I could, but I don't know.
And then what I'm finding too, when I'm looking at the objectives for Terra Nova, that you want to kind of make sure you're matching. Some of them are in the Illinois state standards, and then some are in the Common Core, or some are not in the Common Core, but most of them are Illinois state standards. So,
Yeah, so pretty much we're supposed to be doing the Common Core ones, and I think that when we get those NWEA scores, it's all gonna just make sense, and we'll be able to use that data, because there is a component in Study Island. So those are the two areas we'll be able to focus on.
but then what would affect the Terra Nova scores? Because we can still use, it would be, in my observation, also best to use the Illinois state standards and the Illinois state standards in Study Island, because a lot of those are in sync with Terra Nova. And are you finding the same with, what are you using? Super Kids,
Super Kids use the Common Core.
they're using Common Core.
Everybody's
Terra
moving
Nova
towards
isn't.
Common Core.
But
so-
Terra Nova for the most part is not.
Well, you know what I would suggest is probably trying to, if you want to keep with some of those Illinois state standards, using that in your instruction,
Yeah.
because they really should overlap with what Terra Nova is requesting if it's fifth grade curriculum, but really the country's moving to Common Core. So that's kind of how we have to move.
So my concern was what you're looking at, because we do have to implement some of the Illinois Study Island standards for practice, because most of them are Illinois.
We're looking at Common Core.
Okay. Well, well,
Any other questions?
I wanted to ask, can you share how you were using the results outside of the school for, if you can, for
Well,
more sensitive type situations?
I can't really.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I can't.
But
I use
they
it.
are there to use for more sensitive personal situations with the kids.
Mhm.
The data can be used for that as well.
Yeah. Miss Alex?
I just wanted to point out something just in case you guys didn't know. When you want to print your report, choose the PDF format, otherwise you'll just get blank pages through the copier.
Okay.
So I didn't know if everyone knew that. Up in the corner, if you scroll down just a little bit, I think, no, it's not there. Usually they have a little red PDF symbol. If you want to open it as a PDF, and you can print easier from that.
Bless you.
Is there anything?
I was like, you looked like you're about to sneeze.